another episode of Your Right Power Session. I'm your host, Darian Bryant.
And this is Ray Clark, and we always have our third host, Stephanie Bradley Blue, clinical therapist. This is going to be a good one, you guys, because we're talking about how to maintain a positive self-image in the social media area, in the social media era. Mm-hmm. And this is something that, you know, people deal with of all ages. I would like to know from a female's perspective first, ladies first, what are your thoughts on this right now and where we are as a society from all age groups?
I don't know. I can address it from, many perspectives. As a woman, as a teacher who has to deal with kids every day, who struggle with the whole social media piece. As a mom who's watched her children be mesmerized by, social media and how it has impacted and influenced them. But I don't think that it's an obscure thing that they're called influencers, right? Because social media has opened up this world to people to influence other people. And where it was in a more controlled space as we grew up, vision, we saw whatever we needed to see on TV. And other than that, we had about it in a magazine or newspaper or go to the library and grab a book. And we had to seek information differently. This day, information is constantly coming at you. Information is listening to you, regurgitate back to you what they're hearing you say, and what they hear the needs are. So that social media itself becomes this machine that definitely influence culture heavily, and the person's in it, right? And whatever you're peak towards, you can find persons who engage and come alongside of you. I think specifically when you think about, I know we were talking earlier, when you think about the influence that it has on you're starting to see, where it's becoming more to change your body, change the way you look, change the way you are. Certain things are no longer acceptable. The competition is high because, your man is not just the girl next door is a click of the button away, right? Or the girl that everybody wants is not some unfathomable Halle Berry on TV that nobody can touch, right? She literally is a click away on Instagram or a click away on some dating site. So it's just made culturally, it's just influenced things so much differently, and people are making different choices and getting involved in different things as a result of the influence we have. So maintaining a good self-image, your personal representation, I think, comes from your personal core values, right? My personal representation, how I choose to represent myself on social media, starts with what I believe about myself and how I manage myself in the everyday world. But for those who don't have that foundation, they just kind of go with the flow and they get caught up out there. I mean, social media can kill folks. I've seen it happen. Like, not that it can kill folks, but it has influenced people. I just watched something on social media the other day where a guy who had mental health issues was dating a young woman, and the woman didn't come home. So while on live, social media live, he killed his 3 children and himself.
I've seen that. And it's very sad that it went that far. I mean, kids had nothing to do with it.
Nothing.
Anyone who takes their own life is very sad, but to take your own kid's life or take any kid's life is even sadder. Thoughts and prayers out to those kids and their families, first and foremost. Technology definitely came along to make things easier with connecting with family and friends, and people will post about their genuine lives. But nowadays, these influencers, like you said, have took over, and they portray the image of the perfect life, perfect world, perfect body, and had other people feeling bad about themselves that they couldn't pretty much, they started to compare themselves with those type of people. And it made it worse. A lot of people went into depression, things of that nature, and started having surgeries and stuff like that. I know you spoke about some earlier, Boogie, about the surgery things on male and on females and males. You have men out here who's injecting themselves with with steroid shots and stuff in their arms and stuff, trying to look bigger, things of that nature, just to stay with the ages. It's it's speak on it.
There's
Right.
the technical term, I'm going to defer to you, but it's body dysmorphia, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Stephanie, right? So in the bodybuilding community, yeah, there's people who have injected oils and things in their body to make it seem like there's muscle there that's not.
That's
you
not.
know,
Right.
There's obviously all of the, the BBLs, and I mean, breast augmentation has been around, I think, for so long that isn't even looked at as being extreme now.
Yeah.
It's but we made mention of people who have died during these things, like Kanye's mom who passed, or people who've just taken it way too far. I want to say Michael Jackson heights with Little Kim. She's gone that much into looking like a totally different person than what God made her to be. So when I look at this, I'm thinking now the price of these things have gotten to the point where people can say, hey, I can get it for half price if I go to the Dominican Republic, or if I go to Venezuela or Brazil, I can get it for this price. But maybe they're not going to have the same medical standards that everything is held to. And you're out of the country. You done left the United States, away from your family. You're taking a risk with your life. Nobody can just get to you unless you brought them with you. And even then, you're out of the country. So it's just, people are willing to do anything and everything to look perfect, and then it never stops. Thus, that diagnosis, I guess, of body dysmorphia, where no matter what you do, you're never going to be satisfied, so you have to go to the next level. And it's kind of like super sad when you see these people who, in my eyes, were already perfect. If you can ever be perfect, Kim was good. Little Kim was good. She didn't need to do nothing.
Yeah, she didn't need to do nothing. I agree.
So it's weird because I understand there's a lot of people who look at social media and then they say, oh, I want to be like this. They can't see the beauty in themselves because they're so focused on what somebody else looks like, not realizing that the people you're looking at don't even look like that. I could bring up a filter now and show that I look like a whole nother person with the filter. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't believe it. Social media needs to have like a disclaimer on it that says, beware when you log in, this is fantasy.
Yeah, it's fantasy. It's all a facade.
It's
all a filter.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Everything is filtered. Everything is filtered. Nothing appears as it seems. That should be like a disclaimer that all Instagram logins you have to agree to before you log in. Would it change much? No, but it might, grab people to say, look, this is just pictures. It's fantasy. It's like when you go to the movies, you don't expect everything to really look like that in real life. It's a movie. But
the motivation, though, it's the motivation, right? Because the motivation behind it is what it's always been when it comes down to fame, fortune, recognition, all that kind of stuff. Anytime you are posting your business in a platform that thousands of people can see, whether you got 500 followers or whatever, anytime you're posting your business, you're not going to post the worst of yourself.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? You're not doing that. We're just not doing that. It's just
I put lotion on today,
you're not gonna get on there. I'm mad because my whole fro's not showing right now. And I'm like, what's going on? My fro thing looking like it's dented. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all good on here. But at the end of the day, my fro gets dented, and sometimes it does. And I just have to keep living, moving through my life. But in presentation, you don't want it to be like that, right? You want to put on your best face whenever you're going anywhere, doing anything. So it's no different with social media. I think what happens is, and then the extreme other part to that is the fact that some people's real lives are being posted every day. They're authentic lives, the ratchetness, the crazy, all of it, because that gets views. It sucks people in. So for whatever it is you're posting, right? Whether it's extreme filtered life that you post or the raw of your life that you post, the motivation behind it is that people will watch. People will watch, people will see, people will comment, people will like. That's my problem with the whole social media thing. The fact that it is so, what drives it? What drives it is the approval and the validation of other people.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely. People will do
that
anything for a like or for a follow. But go ahead.
right. And so that's the bigger issue for me. And the fact that we all fall subject to it, right? Don't nobody want to watch no boring show, but nobody on there about to tell nobody off or do nothing, nobody wants to do that. You want to watch
Right,
the reality show with a little rah-rah to it. You know what I'm saying? And we all
right.
get caught up in that. We get caught up in it. I would if I had to choose, you poll 100 people and they ask to choose between a good reality show and a documentary. The documentary, yo. They're gonna watch the
Mm,
reality show or YouTube show or whatever because it's just more entertaining. And I think that is what we're all, what social media, a large part of what social media has done is turn people into entertainers. And then you can't be an entertainer if you don't have a perfect body, if your
mm,
face is not presentable, if all your pores is closed and your nose look little and your eyes is popping with 50 colors, and you know what I'm saying? If those things are not happening for you, then no, this is not. It's not entertaining for others.
mhm,
So you're not going to present yourself in those spaces and not be looking like everybody else or what's acceptable, right? So you're not going to do that. So because you're not going to do that, that's hence the influence it's having now on people's body image and going to fix stuff up, and women in my age bracket, 56 years old, getting BBLs and all kinds of stuff.
The plastic
yeah.
surgeons are loving it. The
Oh
plastic
yeah.
surgeons have to be loving it because it's like an advertisement for them, pretty much. It's like, look, the before and the after. And now they got women out there and men who are making money by basically saying, look, I did this procedure and I got this from it. You don't think these companies who give them these things are giving them some kind of kickback to go and promote it, let them know who you did it, what surgeon did it for you, what place you got it done at? All that stuff is generating revenue.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah,
like
definitely.
they're a walking billboard for the procedure to be done. As far as like what our subject is of maintaining a positive self-image, I don't really have any advice because I don't know what to tell somebody who doesn't understand that this is not something that you have to live up to. I'm not really sure what you tell them.
I got two things. One, I would say you are unique in your own way. You are beautiful in your own way. Focus on things that you love about yourself rather than dwelling on your insecurities, and that can shift the perspectives on yourself and others. Focus on the things that you love about yourself. All right,
Okay,
that's one. But
but
two,
I got a
but
question
two,
for you. I'm
but
not
two
trying to.
on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Those are goals that you want them to meet, but how do they do it? Because someone who's infected like this,
Mm-hmm.
that mindset, giving them this advice is just like kind of generic. Love yourself, know that God made you perfect already. You got to believe that. You have to believe it. You have to know that. Like, how do you teach these people? Because once you're at that point where someone even has to tell you that, you're already sick.
You are going to have those people who are going to need to go and get some advice, go sit with a therapist, things of that nature. But there's some people out there who do have one or two things about themselves that you may think that they don't, that they love about themselves, and they start from there. The second thing I would say is shut down social media. You know what I'm saying? And we also got to know and let them know about the algorithms and the search engines. If someone was to start their new Instagram about business, and they only follow people, and they're in a real estate game, and they only follow real estate agents and construction workers, they're never going to see the other filth that's on Instagram. I know this because I have several different pages that's on Instagram. You do too. And when you look on those pages, you don't see none of the drama that's going on. But when you open up the other one, Then you see, oh wow, I didn't know this was going on. I didn't know that was going on. You know, it's because that's your algorithm, that's the algorithm and the search engine for that particular Instagram that you just opened. So I will have them do that too. And stop comparing yourself, you know what I'm saying, to others, and take yourself off of social media. I think just for the mental status of anyone, they should at least put their phone down for a couple of days off of social media. I ain't trying to say you can't text somebody and go see loved ones and stuff like that, but listen, you should not spend your whole day on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and all these other things. You know, give yourself an
It's
hour or
unhealthy.
two. It's very
It's
unhealthy.
unhealthy. It's unhealthy. And the reality is the algorithm is built and based on the concept that you're going to go down the rabbit hole.
Yes.
You are going to go down the rabbit hole because, and it's set up to take you down the rabbit hole, yo. It's set up to take you down that base place that's inside you. Yep. I don't care what comes up. You're gonna put, you can have it business, all business, but it's gonna be a reel that pop in there somewhere, or something you watched 3 weeks ago, similar to that. And that's all they need to do is to get you to go down the rabbit hole. And I mean, that's, you know, it's designed, right? It's designed to psychologically draw you in. And I think people don't even understand the whole concept of Instagram with the scrolling up and the constant scrolling and the way that it's the actual site itself is set up. Facebook, all those. It's designed to neurologically snatch you in. It's designed.
It is, because we like it. The success of it is proof that we like it. It is designed perfectly. Because
not just that we like it. No. It is designed to psychologically draw you. Eye movement directly relates to and directly affects the neurological things that go on in your brain, right? Synapses and things like that, and connections in your brain. So the way that certain things move, it creates a habit. It gets you sucked in because of the way that the website itself is set up. It's set up to get you sucked in through eye movement and the constant rotation of reels and all of that. It keeps you sucked in for hours and hours and hours intentionally. And the more that you do it, the more it impacts you neurologically. I am convinced, there is research, I know, because I'm not that I can quote the specific research, but and I'll come back and maybe between the time he posts his video, be able to give him some information and give him research places to go for people to go and read. But there's research that solidifies the idea that social media is addicting, you know, is an actual addiction. You can create addictions for our children, all kinds of stuff. So it's become a vice. And you know, it's a motivating vice. Like it's a catalyst for a lot of what we see happening, you know, in our society, with keeping up with the Joneses and all that kind of stuff. That whole mentality that we have as people in general, right? It's interesting to me. You know, I don't know if you're Bible readers, I don't know, but one of the things that's always been interesting to me in my research and biblical research is why, you know, one of the 10 Commandments has to do with coveting. But the nature of man is to look at somebody else and want what they have.
So
something very innate in us.
I got a question for you, Steph. So what do we say to people who coveted a particular look and they did it? They did it. They achieved the look that they wanted, and they say, I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm happier. This was the best thing this has never made. I'm getting all the whatever attention and energy that I wasn't getting before because I did make these changes, and
you may be happier.
Social media influenced me to do it. What do you say to people like that who garner money and all the things that they aspired to get?
You may be happier, but it's never enough. It's never enough. You know, there's always another level. It's like he was saying earlier, it's a mindset. An insecure person, just because you get your body fixed, doesn't change your insecurities. Doesn't change it.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't change that mind, that mental program that you have practiced for 20 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. It does not change that practice in your brain. That takes process. That takes
Mm-hmm.
time. That takes intentionality. Those
Mm-hmm.
things don't change in your brain overnight. Those
Yeah.
things take time, process, and intentionality.
Yeah.
Some people, the intentionality is intense enough where you need to go get therapy, you need some help. Some people, it's just you making up your mind. Hey, let me do these affirmations in the morning. Let me do these mantras every day. Let me get around people that hold me accountable. Let me maybe change my friend group. Let me, like you said, let me step away from social media for 6 months and not
Mm-hmm.
be on social media for a little while and see how my lifestyle and my mindset shifts and changes. Because what it's not going to do, changing anything physically, getting even more money, it's a whole bunch of rich, unhappy people. I mean, we
Thank
see
you.
that
Say
across
that
the
again.
screen of our television every day.
Say that again.
So
It's
that
a fact.
does not change anything.
Yeah, it's a fact that some of the most gorgeous people in this world
Are unhappy.
are unhappy. It's because it's a mindset. It don't matter how you look. Don't matter how uh being positive is a mindset. Thinking positive. That's why they say think positive. Being rich is a mindset. You know, just because you're flexing the latest or bragging about the latest whip don't mean you're rich. I see people that's driving around in the most nicest whips in the world and they broke, but to them they rich because they got that. You know what I'm saying? It's a mindset. Everything is a mindset of where you're at. So I completely agree with everything you just said. The only thing I would add to the algorithm real quick, Steph and Ray, is every time we download another app to our phone, everybody just pretty much click past the all of the things that you're allowing it to do to your phone.
You just want that app.
Yeah, you just want that app, you know, because it's the privacy settings. You just say yes to all of it. But one of those things is listening device. If you talk around your phone right now, how my phone is sitting right here, and we're talking about algorithms and we're talking about positive mindset, then go to your Instagram. I guarantee you there's going to be a little quick ad up there that's about algorithms, positive mindset. Someone's telling you to do yoga or something because you was just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's constantly listening to you. So tucking yourself away from social media is not just the only thing you got to do. Stop talking about it as well. Same thing we're talking about maintaining a positive mindset image in the social media area. Sex sales. You got so much stuff up here that's so sexualized it doesn't make any sense because sex sales. Let's speak on the OnlyFans real quick before we get out of here. So many people have OnlyFans accounts and they don't, or back in the days, I would say what we did, we was happy in our grandfathers and grandmoms before us would say they was happy and want no cameras around. Nowadays, people are forgetting everything you post on the internet and going away.
Never.
It's around forever. This video we doing right now, we about to post up there. It's around forever. You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference with all this OnlyFans thing that people think is temporary. That thing, it's not okay. Yes, you just did it and men and women are doing it from what I'm hearing, but I know you're saying, yeah, well, I just needed the money right now. Okay, you just needed the money, but that video is going to be forever circulating.
Yeah.
Forever.
That's a whole nother show.
Whole nother show. But maintaining the positive mindset.
But really though, it's perfect to point with what we were talking about with how do you maintain that positive image. The reality is, especially for young people, they do not realize because they're conceptually and developmentally, they're not looking at the future the way that we look at the future. So when they're doing things on social media, they're not conceptualizing the idea that when I turn 40, that video is going to come back up of me, giving fellatio to the little boy.
Yeah, they thinking about the now, not the later.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm cool, right? And your parents may dead it, and a whole they go down behind it, but they're on the good dark web, sirs and ma'ams, is that image. And say you're 40 and you're for a federal job, and they're searching for images and things of you. That's coming up again. And so these are the things that they don't think about. And I think, and not even just beat them up because, honey, I've seen grown people on here do some really crazy things and on social media, and just completely not realizing the impact. I mean, I had a friend to go to jail behind social media because
Wow.
she was doing something. She wasn't thinking in the process. Someone was videoing what she was doing. Somebody that was with her videoed what she was
And
doing,
they post.
and they posted it on Facebook. And
Mm.
so, and when charges got brought against the person,
Mm-hmm.
the video was out there.
Yeah.
What you
There you
gonna
go.
say, boo? Because we got
And you know
you
what's crazy?
caught on
You know what's
tape.
crazy?
Like,
What's crazy? What you saying? I just had a conversation with someone the other day on about that's what people are doing. There's a lot of people out here who are having sex with people, and they don't know there's a camera. They don't know that. Hey, listen, as soon as you leave, I'm posting that stuff. And there's a lot of people out here walking around right now, watching this video, doing whatever. They do not know there's people that video footage is circulating, and people are watching it, and you know it just hasn't made it back to you yet. You know,
And someone's making money off
and
it.
someone's making money off of it. It just ain't made it back to you yet. So be careful. Be mindful of what's going on around you. Definitely. What's your final thoughts on this before we get out of here, guys? How to keep a positive mindset in the social media area.
It's a treacherous landscape for the kids. That's my final thought, because they're the ones who, as Stephanie already made us aware, and we both agree, they're living in the now, and all they see is now. And when you are moving from a space where all you can see is just the moment, and you don't have any forethought and think about consequences, then social media you can become the next. Some people aspire to be the next Kim Kardashian. You know, that's what their goal is. That they're like, yo, she blew up off that. You know, so but that's one in a million. That's one in a million. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Social media doesn't seem to be getting less power, though. It seems to be getting stronger by the day.
Oh, definitely. It ain't going nowhere. What you got,
my
Steph?
final thought would be this. You are the narrator of your own life. Be careful how you present it to the world, and be careful how you allow other people's narratives to influence you. If you're looking at social media, if you're on television, whatever it is, whatever you aspire to be, whatever it is you are uncomfortable about, even with your own self, that narrative can only be fulfilled when you do the work to fulfill it. That's it in all. Any other influence other than the ones that you take that are going to make you healthier and are going to cause you to grow are only going to be detrimental to you in the future. So be careful. The best way to maintain a great image, I think, in those spaces is to control your own narrative and don't allow other people to dictate to you things that are outside of that.
Facts. I agree with you. And to piggyback on what you just said, like I said earlier, you're unique in your own way, beautiful in your own way. Focus on the things that you love about yourself rather than dwelling on your own on your insecurities. And I guarantee you're going to shift those perspectives about yourself and others. You know, and like she said, it's work in progress. It ain't just one of those things that's going to happen overnight. Right. So that's exactly, I agree with that. Like always, it's about the community.
Always.
And hope we all get something from this, because we can all, it was a great setting right here, and I learned enough to take back to my family and friends, and I hope I know you guys did as well, and you guys out there, see you next week. Love y'all.